Keith Kohl is pitching a new critical mineral stock, and he claims it can gain more than 3,500% and turn $10,000 into $360,000. I reveal the stock here for free so you don't have to buy Keith's newsletter. No paid or proprietary information is given away here. It's all guesswork based on clues from Keith's public sales presentation. Let's look at some recent Keith Kohl picks first. He recommended Li-Cycle in February 2022, and the company basically lost all of its value. He recommended Phillips 66 in January 2023, and the stock is up while paying a nice dividend. He picked Matador Resources back in December 2023, and the stock is down slightly. He recommended nuclear fuel stock Lightbridge in June 2024, and this was a very good pick, and it's up several 100% since. And finally, he recommended GSI Technology in September 2024, and the stock is up a bit after a recent surge. Let's shift back to the new presentation and figure out the stock now. It starts with the headline. A defunct government agency, disbanded nearly 3 decades ago, is now at the center of Trump's boldest move, yet to restore America's industrial strength and secure its future. Amid a national security crisis ignited by China, one $10 firm stands to benefit immediately. Keith starts the presentation by saying the following. In the 1990s, President Clinton dismantled the U.S. Bureau of Mines, a federal agency that was once the backbone of America's domestic mining innovation. The decision, driven by the belief that outsourcing minerals was cost-effective, left the nation dangerously reliant on foreign powers like China. Fast forward to today. With no central authority to manage the industry, America's reliance on imported critical minerals has spiraled into a full-scale crisis. America now produces virtually none of the critical minerals required to fuel its economy and military. Fewer than 200 mining engineers graduate each year, far short of the 600 needed, and the country has lost its edge in mining expertise, innovation, and workforce development. President Trump, recognizing the gravity of the situation, has declared a national emergency to address America's reliance on China for these materials. And according to Keith, reviving the U.S. Bureau of Mines is more than just a policy decision. It's the cornerstone of Trump's plan to secure America's future. And Keith claims this is all very urgent because China's dominance over critical metals is astounding, controlling 98% of gallium, 80% of antimony, and 60% of the world's germanium. And that the U.S. has no active domestic production of antimony or gallium, 0, and produces a negligible amount of germanium, just 2 metric tons between 2018 and 2022. And Keith continues and says, this leaves the U.S. completely dependent on China for its supply of these critical metals. Gallium, antimony, and germanium are all critical minerals because they are essential for advanced electronics and clean energy technologies. Gallium is crucial for making semiconductors, especially in high-speed and high-frequency chips like gallium nitride and gallium arsenide used in 5G, LEDs, solar panels, and defense tech. It's vital for modern communications and energy-efficient lighting. Antimony is mainly used as a flame retardant in plastics, electronics, and textiles, and also in alloys for batteries and ammunition. It's important for fire safety and energy storage. Germanium is used in fiber optic cables, infrared optics, night vision, thermal cameras, solar panels, and high-speed electronics. It's important for communications, renewable energy, and military tech. All three have limited production sources, making them strategically important for national security and supply chains. Without these minerals, Congress warns that the U.S. could exhaust its ammunition supplies in just 3 to 4 weeks if war with China breaks out. And Keith Kohl drives the point home saying, with nearly 100% of these metals being imported from China, the U.S. is at Beijing's mercy. Now, with China's export bans in place, America's dependence on foreign critical minerals has reached a crisis point. China's control over these resources leaves the U.S. vulnerable to further escalation. Beijing could extend its bans even further, cutting off access to the materials essential for defense, technology, and clean energy. But there's hope. Amid this massive crisis, one small American mining company holds the solution. Here are the specific clues Keith leaves about this company set to explode. He says, one little-known company at the center of it all. Amid this pivotal geopolitical and economic moment, one small American mining company is perfectly positioned to lead the charge. This firm controls a vast treasure trove of critical minerals, addressing 19 of the 50 identified by the U.S. government as essential to economic and national security. Located in the central Idaho belt, the company's properties host 3 of the top 10 rare earth elements prospects in the U.S. In fact, one of their properties alone contains an estimated 70,000 tons of rare earth metals. These deposits are so vital that the U.S. Geological Survey and Department of Energy has recognized them as critical for national security. The U.S. government has recognized this company's reserves by adding them to the National Strategic Rare Earth Inventory, highlighting their critical role in defense, technology, and clean energy. Surface testing has confirmed these deposits hold materials critical for defense, supporting advanced systems like F-35 fighter jets; clean energy, powering wind turbines and solar panels; electric vehicles, supplying motors and batteries for Tesla and other automakers. With strong government backing, this company is poised to secure federal funding, partnerships, and contracts to meet skyrocketing demand. The firm also owns a gold mine containing over $1.2 billion worth of gold, which serves as a foundation for cash flow to invest in the growth of its domestic critical minerals assets. The stock being pitched here is Idaho Strategic Resources. Here's everything you need to know about this stock, and after I'll tell you if I'd buy. Idaho Strategic Resources, Inc. is a U.S.-based mining company with over 25 years of continuous operations focused on gold, silver, and rare earth elements. Headquartered in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and founded in 1996 as the New Jersey Mining Company, IDR specializes in the exploration, development, and extraction of gold, silver, and base metals across several strategic properties in Idaho. The company's key operations include its flagship Golden Chest mine, the Murray Gold Belt, and an expanding portfolio of rare earth projects such as Lemhi Pass, Diamond Creek, and Mineral Hill. Gold and silver demand remains strong, driven by ongoing economic uncertainty and a preference for inflation hedging, while rare earth elements are experiencing a surge in demand, fueled by their critical role in technology, defense, and green energy applications. As of mid-2025, gold is trading at approximately $2,350 per ounce, and although rare earth prices remain volatile, they are supported by national security concerns and rapid growth in the electric vehicle market. In this competitive landscape, Idaho Strategic Resources operates as a growth-oriented junior mining company with a strong domestic focus. Its key peers include established players like Hecla Mining and Perpetua Resources, as well as emerging names such as U.S. Critical Materials and various other small-cap precious metals and rare earth explorers, all competing in the same strategic sector. Idaho Strategic Resources operates several core assets that drive its business. The company's flagship Golden Chest mine is a 100% owned, high-grade underground gold mine that produced approximately 21,000 ounces of gold in 2024. In addition, the company is actively advancing exploration across the Murray Gold Belt, where ongoing expansion drilling continues to highlight significant potential for future growth. Idaho Strategic's rare earth element portfolio is another key strength, featuring Lemhi Pass, the largest domestic thorium resource, and highly ranked rare earth prospects at Diamond Creek and Mineral Hill. Looking ahead to 2025, the company is launching its largest exploration program to date, targeting both gold and rare earth element expansion across all its properties. Idaho Strategic Resources demonstrated strong financial performance in 2024, with revenue reaching $44.2 million, representing significant year-over-year growth. The company has maintained consecutive quarters of GAAP profitability, underscoring consistent operational success. Idaho Strategic also benefits from a strong operating margin, reflecting its efficient management and production processes. As of the second quarter of 2025, the company holds a solid cash position, supporting continued investment in exploration and expansion initiatives. Idaho Strategic Resources stock has shown impressive performance, currently trading at $16 with a market capitalization of $195 million. Over the past year, the stock has ranged from $6.60 to $19, and its year-to-date performance is up 53%. With a beta of 0.7, IDR is relatively stable compared to most mining sector stocks. The company's strong upward momentum is fueled by progress in its rare earth element projects and rising gold prices, helping IDR outperform many of its peers in the mining sector. Idaho Strategic Resources valuation has grown more robust, with its forward PE ratio now in the 24 to 26 range, up significantly from previous years, while the trailing PE sits around 21 to 22, signaling increasing investor confidence in future earnings. Simply Wall Street estimates a fair PE of about 16, which means the stock is currently trading at a premium based on strong growth expectations. However, even with this appreciation, IDR's valuation still remains below many rare earth and junior mining peers, some of which command forward PE multiples in the 30 to 90 range. Analyst outlook is also positive, with Roth/MKM and others maintaining buy ratings and setting price targets in the $17 to $18 range, pointing to further upside. Although IDR's forward PE appears high compared to its historical average, it accurately reflects the market's optimism about the company's earnings potential, and its valuation is still attractive when compared to other high-growth names in the rare earth and precious metals sector. Idaho Strategic Resources is well positioned for growth through several promising opportunities. At the Golden Chest mine, new vein discoveries, increased processing capacity, and access to higher-grade ore zones are setting the stage for significant production growth. The company's rare earth element strategy is also advancing rapidly, with Lemhi Pass drawing Department of Defense interest and the potential for additional government funding to accelerate development. Meanwhile, ongoing high-impact drill campaigns across the Murray Gold Belt are targeting both resource expansion and new deposit discoveries. Key catalysts for future upside include further appreciation in gold prices, securing rare earth element offtake agreements, expanded U.S. government support, and continued positive drill results. With the largest drill season in company history planned for 2025 to 2026, Idaho Strategic is aggressively targeting new growth in both gold and rare earth element resources. Idaho Strategic Resources faces several notable risks and challenges. The company's revenue is highly sensitive to fluctuations in global gold, silver, and rare earth element prices, making commodity price volatility a constant concern. Operational risks, including mine development challenges, potential permitting delays, and the uncertainty of drilling results, can also impact its growth trajectory. Regulatory factors play a significant role, as both federal and state permitting processes and evolving environmental regulations may affect development timelines. Financial constraints are another consideration, as modest cash reserves and reliance on operational cash flow to fund exploration could limit the pace of expansion. Additionally, as a junior mining stock, IDR is subject to significant market volatility, with share prices influenced by liquidity and investor sentiment. To help mitigate these risks, the company maintains low debt levels, a diversified portfolio of assets, and a strategic focus on U.S. operations. Idaho Strategic Resources presents a compelling investment thesis as a unique U.S. miner with profitable gold production and a rapidly expanding rare earth element asset base, offering exposure to two strategically important materials. The company's key strengths include 9 consecutive quarters of profitability, a low debt profile with a healthy balance sheet, significant upside potential from rare earth exploration, and increasing recognition and support from the U.S. government. However, investors should be aware of certain concerns, such as the company's relatively small market capitalization, execution risks associated with ongoing and future projects, and its inherent exposure to fluctuations in commodity prices. So what do I think? There is definitely a major push to mine and process critical rare earth elements in America, and the U.S. is one of the few places in the world with concentrated, accessible resources. The urgency has never been higher, especially given the current geopolitical climate. It almost seems inevitable that there will be some form of confrontation between the U.S. and China. Every time I turn on the news, it feels like the conflict is already beginning, with tensions rising and both sides taking precautionary steps. If I had to guess, the flashpoint would probably be Taiwan, given its strategic importance. If the U.S. is preparing for potential conflict with China, it is absolutely essential to secure a stable domestic supply of these critical minerals, or at the very least, source them from reliable allies. That's why we're seeing the stocks of so many rare earth companies surging recently. For example, Idaho Strategic Resources is up several 100% over the last 18 months. Another major player, MP Materials, has also climbed several 100% in just the last year. But these rapid gains have made many of these stocks expensive. As an investor, the real question becomes, will their importance to national security and the potential for increased government funding and support be enough to justify these high valuations? Personally, I think the answer is yes over the long term. These resources are essential, not just for advanced technology and green energy, but also for defense. It's hard to see demand slowing down anytime soon. So, I think Idaho Strategic Resources is a smart play in the rare earth sector. On top of its rare earth exposure, the company also produces gold, which is another major plus right now. Gold prices are surging, and most analysts expect that trend to continue. This dual exposure gives Idaho Strategic Resources an added layer of strength and diversification, making it a compelling option for investors interested in this space. And make sure to click the link in the description to get $50 off Alpha Picks. I reviewed over 100 stock picking services, and this one is by far the best. And they don't do any scummy marketing tactics every other company engages in. So if you want to put yourself in the best position to make money with stocks, click the link in the description now.